Yeah.
but we need to address
Yes, please.
the the criticism of you as a trainer now,
Right.
not only just coming from the comment section, but from Devin Haney himself. I know he's
Yes,
seen this
Debo be
clip.
killing me, man. Bro, listen. Radio, you know this. Sean, I'm sure you know this too. When Devin fought Ramirez, right? I wasn't impressed with Devin at all in that fight, right? I thought he disengaged a bit too much. I thought he fought a little shell shock from the Ryan Garcia. And then in his next fight, he was fighting the hardest puncher, and to me, a very disciplined fighter named Brian Norman. And I thought Brian was going to clip Devin based off of the last fight. And I was
I
very
made the same
vocal.
mistake, Malik, and he let
Yeah,
me hear
I
about it. You know,
yeah,
he
yeah.
blocked me on Twitter too, or he didn't block you. Yeah, I think he fucks with you, but he blocked me, man. He let me have it for going against him in the Brian Norman
But
fight.
but you have to
Yeah,
realize something, Radio. Like I when Devin fought Ryan Garcia, I told everybody Devin Haney is the most purest boxer I've seen since Sugar Ray Leonard. I believe he's gonna stop Ryan between 7 and 9 rounds, something like that. And I was wrong. I was wrong when I went with his side. After he fought Brian Norman Jr., I went up there and said I picked Brian Norman Jr., but not only was I wrong, I'm ready to show you guys the world how Devin did it. He did it with the up jab. He did it with the clinch game. He did it with the always bigging up his father, Bill Haney, to me, who's the cheat code of Devin Haney's life, of his life. Forget his boxing career, his life. He's the cheat code of Devin Haney's life. Shout out to Bill Haney, the
hmm
orchestrator, the man who made it all possible. I got nothing but love for Devin Haney, man. It would be very hard for me to have anything negative to say about him. I'm proud of him. I don't know what I said. I don't know. I know his thing with me is, I went hard probably with the Brian Norman Jr. thing, but then at the same time, he did. I won 2 fights with Ezra. Then we came up short with Willie Hutchison. And then he seen me in the corner the other night. So he's like, yo, Malik Scott again. He just taking his shots, man. Like, these kids. I just like, he's a kid, man. Like, it's
I
good.
I get that. I can
Yeah.
understand why he is taking the opportunity to take the
Yeah.
shots, but how do you respond to the criticism itself? It's a tough
Right.
run between
Yeah.
Wilder, Ezra, and Zerto. You're not the lead trainer for Zerto, but these,
No,
is
no,
it the
no, no, no.
fighters not
But
doing the thing?
no,
Like
no, no,
what?
no, no, no. I'm not the lead trainer with Zerto. The lead trainer is Julian Chua, but I'm on board all the way. And when anybody I'm associated with win a fight, we win together. And when we lose a fight, we lose it together. And I show my face first immediately because one, I like people to know that I don't know no trainer that ever came in boxing that has been undefeated. There's trainers every day that lose fights, but for some reason that people just don't hear about it. I'm not even going to name these trainers right now, but there's no trainer that go on 10 fight win streaks. It just don't happen. Ezra, I'm with Ezra. Ezra is thrown in with the best competition of his life soon as he get with me. And out of those 3 fights that was considered the best competition, we won 2 of them, and then we went in with the best opponent in his career and one of the best light heavyweights he lost. Deontay Wilder, he had a hell of a trilogy with Tyson Fury. I was a part of that. And then we lost 2 fights. So it's this thing, brother, that I really love, Radio. People have this expectation and this love for me that is almost like everyone can mess up, but Malik Scott can't make no mistakes. We're going to stay on him. We're going to stay on him so much that the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, no, lightweight champion of the world, welterweight champion of the world, Devin Haney is waking up and literally typing how bad I am. This is all a blessing. I wish I could look at it in any other way. I just look at it like, oh, these people love me and they have this expectation of me. It's a blessing for people to have this expectation of me because there's so many other trainers out there that's losing fights on a fight, every other fight basis, and no one is saying nothing about them. Why? What is it so special about me? Why are they mad? I know boxing. I've been in this game since I've been 12 years old. I could break this shit down. You put any fighter in front of me. Why am I losing with certain fighters? Or why are my fighters losing? Because no fighter is undefeated besides Floyd Mayweather, Rocky Marciano, and somebody else. Because this
And Joe
happened in
Kazaki,
boxing.
man.
And Joe
Kawasaki.
Calzaghe.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that, but in these high level fights coming up
and
short
Andre
at
Ward.
times, and Andre Ward. Like, you know what I mean? Nothing like there's never been a time a fighter that I was training and we was facing somebody sea level, and I came up short. Since everything in boxing, I come up in this game on everything. I start at the top. God is with me. I come out as an Olympic alternate. I come out with big promotion. I get through boxing. I have big fights. Come up short in big fights. I transition to a boxing analyst commentator. I start right off at the top. I'm basically starting right off at this people in you guys' situation that have to build up to get to, like, as far as this job where I get right, I become a trainer. They have these high expectations. I only been a trainer 4.5 years, guys. Only been a trainer. I only been a coach. I can't even name 5 fighters that I coach, but everybody's calling my name out. What about the fighters I say no to that I don't want to train? I don't have time for. Like, something's not making sense here. You know what I mean, Sean?
Wait, and before the people who claim we're haters, Terrence Crawford, all right? So erase the comments that you're typing right now. Yes, Terrence Crawford, too, is undefeated.
Terrence Crawford, too, yes.
Terrence Crawford,
yes.
Just cut it out, guys. I'm just
Yes,
talking to
come
the
on.
comments
That's just
section.
so fresh, you know. Like, we're referencing.
Oh, they're not going to say
Baggy
Terrence
Award.
Crawford, huh? Because Sean a
No,
hater.
Terrence, come on. We better say Terrence Crawford, one of the best ever, yes.
Yes.
But yeah,
So-
I'm not sure, guys. Even let's speak on it. Devin Haney, who is his next fight against? If it's against Rolly Romero, I think, believe it or not, Rolly comes with being heavy-handed. I think Haney have to be careful, but I wouldn't be shocked if Devin Haney end up clipping Rolly Romero coming in with the wide punches, because Haney to me is a better fighter at 47 and more filled out at this weight than he is the other ones. Now, if he's in a fight where I don't think he's going to win, I'm going to say that shit and break down why everything I say, Sean and radio, it comes behind what the study or the film that I'm doing.
I made the joke to Raheem. I said, man, because Devin was on the show today with Tiafimo and was they were debating the pound for pound list. I said, man, when are you going to fight again, though? You've made 2 or 3 podcast appearances on Inside the Ring in 2026.
When
with
you
no
fighting?
fight dates yet, when's that? When do we get to have that discussion? So
Right, we want to see Debo fight.
yeah, exactly.
Two guys are fighting in just 6 days. It's fight week for Wardley-Dubois. We can't let you get out of here without taking
Wardley-Dubois. Yeah, let's get into it. I want to speak on that, radio.
I want you on 2 tracks now. There's the fight in the ring, Wardley-Dubois. Break that down for us. But then there is the fight in the corner, Ben Davison and Don Charles.
That's the part I really, yes.
Run them both.
I think first I have to start this off with I think Daniel Dubois is a much more motivated and better fighter with Don Charles in his corner. I think certain fighters, they click with certain trainers, and certain trainers can get the best out of them. And I think results has proven that with Don Charles. I think Don Charles has a big effect on Daniel Dubois' performance rate. And I'm very, very big on Ben Davis Performance Center. Lee Wiley and those guys over there, they really run a good system. I'm not even gonna say that, but they run a real good system, a disciplined system, a system that's backed by data. If you guys ever want to know, I'm big on that. I'm big on systems that's backed by data and not backed by gossip, not backed by, opinions and whatever clicks. So that right there is a very interesting part because they don't have, I'm talking about, when I say beef, I mean like just corner to corner. I believe last time they went against each other, Don Charles, he beat AJ and AJ was with Ben Davis. But this is a whole different type of fight. I think going in, you have to lean towards Fabio because the momentum. I believe Fabio is quick. He get to the target much quicker than a bigger heavyweight would. I think the speed difference is going to be obvious from the start. But I also believe Fabio have to be careful because sometimes he go into a thing that you hit me, I hit you game that he can go into that we all commend because it's TV friendly. I would stay away from that with Dubois because if you hear most people talk about Dubois radio, it's not far off that people would really consider him the hardest puncher in the division. I've heard tons of people say that before during the time that Deontay was knocking everybody out, during the time that AJ was clipping people early. People still was saying Daniel Dubois is probably pound for pound the hardest puncher in the division. And not just is he just a hard puncher, but he put punches together well. And when he's equipped, and when he's motivated, and when Don Charles is in his corner, he make better decisions. If I was a betting man, I would bet very slim with Fabio. But I wouldn't be shocked by nothing that Dubois, pull off at all. Now, concerning the corners, like I just said, probably, two very competitive corners right there. Um, I'm very big on that Ben Davis performance center and Lee Wiley, and I'm very big on Don Charles. This is a very good fight. We only got a few days to go, too, right, guys? It's
Yeah,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh yeah,
Saturday.
this is
Ben got to
very
get some get back because he was in the corner for Joshua, obviously, with
Joshua.
Dubois.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So it's good, man. If I, you got to lean towards Fabio. The last time we seen Dubois was when.
Getting knocked out in the Usyk fight last year. Yeah.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. So,
July last year.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then, like, besides us people, the consumer is just going to go right on and say they 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 judge him off of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's hard not to judge people off their last performance in boxing, but it's so easy for me not to do that. When I think of Daniel Dubois, I don't think of him just getting knocked out by Usyk. I think about how he was in with Philip Philip Hergovic and the shots that he was taking in the first 3, 4 rounds that I counted one time 14 right hands in one round. How he took that and came back. When I think of Daniel Dubois, I think about how he came back and knocked the African kid Kevin Lorena. I think about how he
Lorena,
knocked
yeah.
him. Yeah. And I also think about when he went to Poland in the first few rounds, how he was trying certain things with Usyk. And yeah, the second fight, and once Usyk eventually ended up catching up to him in the first fight, the level showed. But he's a big puncher. I believe he's remotivated, and it says a lot about a man when he realized he made a mistake. And this is outside the ring. To go back to Don Charles after leaving him, to me, that's very good character. You know what I mean? So, and I know most people will say that have nothing to do with boxing, but to me, the character and the decisions you make outside the ring sometimes play a good a good role for you inside the ring. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like him and Don Charles together just make a real good team. I was very happy with Don Charles too when that happened, when they got back with him, because I didn't understand why he left Don Charles. You don't leave a trainer because you come up short. You leave a trainer because they're not teaching you right. Like once you get into the ring, if you come up short, that's totally different. Like, you know what I mean? And you don't have mirror issues. Most fighters got mirror issues. Like, you know what I mean? I think if I give you my opinion about a fighter, and a fighter blocked me because I said I think he's going to come up short with this. I didn't say nothing about your mom, your sister, or your brother, or your personal life. I just said I think this fighter will win because this, and that you like, you know what I mean? Sean, this happens in boxing, like but that just come from fighters have mirror issues sometimes, and I think like neither one of these guys have mirror issues, Fabio or Daniel Dubois, and it's a good fight. I would say it has knockout written all over it. It kind of do, but then I wouldn't be surprised if it went the distance. Like, I just wouldn't be surprised. It's the type of fight also that I wouldn't want to see it a second time. Like, I can't see. Then again, I can see them going back and forth and doing the rock'em sock'em thing. If it goes into that field, that rock'em sock'em field, that because remember, Daniel Dubois and AJ was kind of going back and forth. That's how the clip really happened. And Fabio, he loves that game. If it goes into that type of game, we're gonna have a very, very entertaining fight. A very entertaining fight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm so happy that it's close too. Um, yeah, so if I was a betting man, I would bet with Fabio. But what a fight, man. Very entertaining fight.
Close us out, Sean.
I think. What do you think though? Let's finish on the heavyweight division, man.
Yeah.
I get it.
Wh- Can I
Caballero,
can I
the
ask y'all
winner.
something? Can I ask y'all
Yeah,
something real quick? We got time?
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Which direction after first I need to hear your opinion, Sean, and yours ready on Wilder Chisora. I don't think neither we talked about that. And what fight do y'all think Wilder should have next, being so the fact that AJ is obviously going the direction, a whole nother direction. What routes to y'all is open for Deontay, and what do y'all think would be the most entertaining fights for him?
It was hard for me to see. I'm happy Deontay for him that he was able to prevail and pull through in that fight and I wasn't sure he had enough in the tank to get through Chisora, who once upon a time he definitely would have knocked out with one right hand. But when I don't see that snap and that torque, because Malik, one thing that was underrated about Deontay at 6'7", around 220, was his speed, because people focus on all the technical holes and everything like that, but they forget he was a very athletic big guy who the speed helped generate that power and that torque. And he's still heavy-handed enough that he's still, I mean, you're going to feel it if he lands that right hand. He could still knock you out, but he's just not the fighter he once was. And I feel like since Joshua isn't the fighter he once was, that was the fight. And I'm thinking to Eddie Hearn, trying to push this big baby Miller fight. It's like, well, hold on. Didn't you say a couple weeks ago Wilder could be the tune-up for Fury versus Joshua? Like, that's the only fight I would be interested in seeing Deontay in now, because it's unfinished business and everything. But truthfully, for me, I don't love watching Deontay fight these days, because he's just not really close to what he was in his prime. And I think people, I was growing up with guys considered limited punchers like Ernie Shavers, Ron Lyle. They were romanticized. Like, people enjoyed them for the attributes they did have, their stellar punching power, and not what they weren't technically able to do. So, I got love for Deontay, but it's rough for me to watch him fight these days. I'm worried we're going to see something similar with Errol in July against Tim Tszyu. Hopefully not. But I didn't like Eddie trying to no, never mind. Forget. We're not going to do Joshua. It went from he could be a tune-up for Joshua to now let me try and push this big baby Miller fight on him.
Right. What you thought, Radio?
I wanted the Joshua fight. I was calling for Joshua to have that fight. I want that fight more than I want Joshua and Fury, and I take a lot of stick for that, but without question. And I enjoyed the Wilder-Chisora fight more than a lot of people did. I came right out and said that. I called Wilder, not publicly, but Sean can attest, because I don't make public predictions anymore, get my feelings out of it. But quietly, I called Wilder to win that fight, when a lot of people, especially on this side of the pond, were saying Chisora had it hands down. And without Joshua, if I'm honest, what I'm saying, and I said this even before the Chisora fight, I said if he won, this should be his path. He needs to, I think, not target the elite heavyweight level just yet. I could see him having 2 or 3 fights, and I don't mean walkovers. I'm talking Tony Yoko. I'm talking like Dave Allen. I'm talking maybe even Magmadov, like fighters that at that level where he can get his sea legs back, his confidence completely up, release whatever it is that has been holding him back, and really get back into his zone. And if after 2 or 3 fights at that level, which are not bums, he's then feeling confident enough because he's been knocking those guys out to enter back into the heavyweight division. And by that time, you fight 3 fights like that, I think by that time, these heavyweight titles will have dispersed. Who knows who will be champion of what?
Champion by that time, right.
Exactly. And he can maybe pick some of these guys off if he does get back to form. But for me, that's the only route for him. You put him in right now is no time. Nobody at the top levels that are title holders or even #1 contenders, I don't think is a good idea for Wilder right now. But any of those 3 fights I just named, I'd be excited to see.
Right. I think my opinion is I feel as though on the second half of your career, those fights you just named, I think, like you just say, so much time will go by that whatever Deontay wants to do or whatever for him, including a big fight like Joshua, I think those are the things he should chase. I think, like, when fighters get to the second half of their career, you have to keep in mind that overhand right that Chisora hit him with. I watched Chisora knock out Takum with. I watched Chisora knock out Arthur Spilka with. I watched Chisora hit Malik Scott with and knock me down with. I watched Chisora knock Kevin Johnson down with, and I watched Deontay on the second half of his career laugh at that same overhand right and came back with right hands. So right now, what we have to do, Reddy on Winshaw, we have to consider the morale of a fighter. His morale is still there. And I believe, yeah, is he the same fighter he was on the first half of his career? No, neither is AJ. But I feel as though for him to have 3 fights, that's a heavyweight division. He on the second half of his career. Anything can happen. You got to get the fights that really is for you, the fights that make the most sense revenue wise, and the fights that even if you're in a losing situation, the numbers is going to do good and you're taking a shot at history of concerning legacy and everything. I think he should
Malik,
chase the Anthony Joshua's. I think he
where is
should.
this opportunity? Well, like
Yeah, but
who
radio,
meets that
but
standard as an
radio,
opponent?
radio. It seemed like it was just yesterday that Usyk and Deontay was in
I
negotiations.
thought you were
It
gonna
seemed
say
like
that.
it was just yesterday that Usyk and AJ that AJ and Deontay, it's just come across like these fights is a phone call away. Then all of a sudden, matter of fact, he should fight Miller. Wait, hold on. We just had him up here ready to fight an AJ and Usyk. Why are we talking about these other, like, why?
Don't make me do this, Malik. We were
Huh?
almost out of here. Don't make me do this. I
Hold on.
just
No,
got
ready,
Wilder
ready. I
responding
know
to my
what you're
text
saying.
again. Not
I
even
know
to
what
mess
you're
it
saying.
all up
No, no,
because I
no,
gotta
no,
say
no.
this.
Radio. I know what you're saying. Deontay is not. You're saying Deontay is not who he was. But what I'm saying is this: he's enough. He's enough to compete at a level that if Chisora would have beat Deontay, you would have said Chisora need a title shot next.
If you're gonna roll the dice at his age and stage of the career, you might as well roll the dice for the champion.
That
If you're not gonna get
yeah,
AJ,
why mess
yeah, I get what
around
you're
with a
saying.
Tony Yoka, a motivated Tony Yoka,
Yeah,
a Makhmadov that is big and that can punch? Why even take those chances when you could take a chance with the big dogs, with the big money, with the big risk? Why? He on the second half.
Okay, I will say this and then I'm done. The only reason anybody is talking about Usyk Wilder is because Usyk was talking about it. That I said
Yes,
when
and
brought
that's
if
his
you're
still a
name
looking to
up.
thing.
have a moment in the United States, Deontay's still a big name in the United States. So it's
Yeah,
like, I mean, I don't love the fight, but I'm saying
but
if
hold
you're
on, Charlo.
Deontay and you're gonna get in that
Ready
ring
to
and
say,
risk everything, you might as well risk everything
do
fighting the heavyweight
yes.
champion of the world.
Yeah,
And then like if let's talk about his punch intake. I didn't see his equilibrium go off one time in that Chisora fight, and they was hitting each other with like these things that happen to shot fighters. Why wasn't he looking shot like a shot fighter against Chisora? Why wasn't when he got hit with those shots? Why didn't he go down if his punch intake is gone? Why? Chisora is a big physical guy that can punch, that people thought was going to knock him out. Why, when it didn't happen, should he be not rewarded with big fights and big opportunities? Why?
I'm just saying it's probably not in his best interest
No,
to
this is
take that
fighting.
path
No, no. Yes, it is,
because
radio. Yes, it
let
is.
me get listen, what I'm saying is this. The Usyk fight's not happening, right? Because Usyk is about to go fight this kickboxer, which is crazy, and I think he's going to take Aja Kabiel after that. Who is otherwise he's going to have to vacate that title as well.
Yeah, I think
So
I'll
yes, if
probably
Usyk,
yeah after that. I think.
if Usyk
I can see him
sends you a
vacating, but we'll
contract
see.
and you're Deontay Wilder, sign
You
that
don't think he'll fight
contract as
Cabello, Sean?
soon
I could.
as he can. Wait, hold
I'm
on.
sorry, my fault, radio.
Guys,
He just slid that in there. I'm sorry. Go ahead, radio.
sign that contract as soon as you can and do everything you can to win that fight. Though caution to the wind, go in there and go
And
out there
go.
and go. I get that. I'm saying but what I'm saying is what is actually available on the table. Yes, if it's Usyk, 100%. I don't think he's winning that fight, but I think he could maybe, and
Do you
in the
think he
greatest
could? Do
day of
you
his
think he
life.
could clip AJ?
But that is the fight I want to see because yes, I want that fight
But if
more
you
than
want to see
Fury.
those fights, then why you just
That's a
bring up the
50
Tony
50 to me.
Yokas in those names right there, though? You just brought up three
Hmm?
names. You want him to fight AJ, but you just brought up 3 names that no one wants to see him
Because
fight.
apparently he's not
Yoka,
getting him.
Yeah, because he's not getting those fights. So
right?
if
Oh,
you're
you're
not getting the
saying you
big
meant if
fight,
he's not getting them. Okay, yeah.
oh yeah. I mean, if he's not getting, which he's not, then go a
Mhm.
route where you can start accumulating decent name wins,
No, I
and
say if
then
he's not getting them, then go with the most entertaining fight probably in America with another American. Then I could see a Jarrell Miller. If you're not going to get those fights, go after the fights that
Miller's a
people are saying.
boring fight. Miller's a boring fight because Miller's boring.
Who's saying
Maybe
that?
maybe
Wait a minute, Sean. He said Miller is boring. Do you concur with that?
Yes. Yeah. Did you?
No,
Were
he's
you
not boring, but I was.
Hold on.
He's
Did you
not.
see his
No,
fight the other
he's
night?
a volume. I know he threw 1,000 punches, and
I
I was
saw
still,
most of it. His
Radio
body.
said,
I
I'm
was
not going
happy.
for it.
I was apathetic in that fight, Malik, because he's not the first and the only guy to pop for something, but he popped for such an exquisite cocktail of
Yes,
PEDs
yeah,
that I
yes.
was just
An
like,
exquisite cocktail.
yeah, like is it that 1,000 punches or not? I just couldn't get with it, man. I was ringside, and I'm noticing what a crafty, savvy inside fighter
I know,
Jarrell
yeah.
is.
Yes, it's right
He's
there.
got
Right.
he's got his own big baby system and everything. But hey man, I wouldn't want to say it
After
to
you
his
get
face, but I can't get with the shits. I can't.
but I'm actually you, Sean, is it because like once a fighter pop to that level, you kind of like, I don't want to say lose respect for them, but your interest for anything they do good after that is just like I can't
Well,
I
what it
can't buy
is
into
like
it.
again, it was an exquisite cocktail, right? Like
Hmm.
he was on steroids, like
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah. No,
not
he
these.
was, yeah.
Yeah, and also it's like it's like a fringe bottom of the top 10 heavyweight contender, 37 years old. Whereas when it's Ryan Garcia, it's like, okay, you pop for this thing, this Osterine thing, and you deservedly had your win taken away, and deservedly got taken to the woodshed by a number of media, right? But you're so talented and you have so much upside. You're still such an exciting natural talent in your 20s that it's like I still gotta be intrigued on what's going on
Right.
going forward. But a 37-year-old who popped for a lot more than that, and he's a fringe contender, top 10 contender. It's like it's not like he's the next Moses Itauma or something like that. It's levels to, you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying, Malik? You
Yes.
know,
I
if
know
you're
what
a
you're saying.
young
Andy
and fighting
Ruiz
fighter who popped
over
for
It's
something,
different, Sean.
Jarrell Miller.
Yes.
yeah.
Would you say,
I'd take
Radio?
Andy Ruiz over Jarrell Miller. You know.
No, I wouldn't take any. No. No, y'all tripping on Jarrell, man. Nah. Jarrell, no. He
I'm keeping this
transparent. He know he
opinion on the
messed up.
podcast. I'm not saying this to him in person at the Fountain Blue in the post fight. Like I got some balls, Malik, but God,
Right.
you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. So
No, I get. I just think like, I got one last question. Name another American here. Deontay and Jared Anderson. Would y'all be
Richard
interested in
Torrez, but the big baby Miller fight makes more sense, man. Richard Torrez, leave the young bulls alone, man. Like
Guess
I don't.
what? Guess what? Let's speak on
Yeah,
Richard Torres because I messed up on air and I want to apologize about something that I did. They asked me about something on Fight Night up Chisora and Wilder when I was on my analyst work up there. They had me look at the top 10 and I said, there's no Americans in the top 10. And Richard Torres' name was right there and I overlooked it. So I want to just say shout out to Richard Torres. I respect his game. I respect his southpaw system. I respect everything him and his dad have done to get him here. And I really just overlooked his name. And speaking
he's
on
an
that,
overachiever, Malik.
yes,
He
yes,
may be a
yes.
small heavyweight, only about 6 foot
But
nothing,
he
six
has
foot
done,
one, but he's
yes.
a
Hmm.
dog.
He's a
Yeah,
dog. And I just told you, I don't hear no one calling Benavidez out. The Benavidez of the heavyweight division, Richard Torres is calling Moses Itauma out every chance that he get. He's
yeah.
chasing the smoke. And I commend him on that. And he's been here at Brick House before. We've had him here sparring our guys. He's tough. He's rugged. Southpaw, can punch. So I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him and his dad. I'm sorry I overlooked him that my night on the zone with the analyst, but with my analyst work. But yeah, man, I'm very big on Richard Torres and I respect him and his father.
He's gonna dog Frank Sanchez out, respectfully. I'm calling that now.
You're
Respect. I
only
mean,
saying
it's
that
a
because
tough
of this
fight.
Sanchez. You're saying this
Yeah,
Sanchez. Yeah.
yeah.
You yeah. Did you say you
He
want to
might
dog
get
him?
popped. He might get outboxed early, but at some point, I just think his determination. He's a bull in the China shop, Malik, and he's working
Yes.
with Lomax camp now. Like he
Yes.
even reminds me of Sean a little bit, Sean Porter, but in the
To me
heavyweight
too.
division.
In the
You
heavyweight
know?
division, yes. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
real good, Sean. Yeah, he do. Yeah, rugged Roy. He gets there. I watched him actually like be very, very physical. Would you be interested in him and Jalava fighting in the pros? Well, even though they
yeah,
fought in the Olympic. Yeah.
yeah. I
Would
would.
you? You would?
You were talking about character earlier. Like, think of the character getting knocked, splatted out, and then still taking him to the gold medal match a few months later and giving
I
him a much
know.
tougher fight. Like, he's a
Right.
dog, man.
Right. Yes. Yes. Torres. Yes. I'm doing work in Egypt for Usyk fight, so I'll be out there doing the work for the fight when him and Sanchez fight, man. It's gonna be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it.
I could do this with Malik all day, Raheem, but
Bro, we could talk boxing
I'm
all
just
day.
enjoying it. I'm just in the
Man,
front
we gotta
row.
do it
This is
again,
exactly
bro.
what I hoped would happen.
you gotta
Do
come
it
back,
again.
Malik.
Man, please, bro. And we should do this just like on a humbug sometime too. Have like segments sometimes where we just literally talking boxing, whether a big fight just happened or not. I think that would be very good, like even for you guys' platform. Like just talking boxing if you're interested in boxing. And it'll bring like casuals and not just what I like to call highlight like fans, like people that are just in the highlight. Let's talk about like, you know what I mean, just boxing in different eras of it too. Like I'm very big on the 80 era, the Greg Hogan, Hector Camacho, Julio Cesar Chavez. Like I'm very big on that era. And I know like if you're not Sean or if it's things you want to know, we could play chess with that all day because I just actually compared who was it? I compared Mangia. Mangia. I compared Mangia. I said Mangia reminds me of like the Greg Hogan of today's time. And Max didn't understand what I was saying. What I was saying was he's a good fighter, but it come across like he just is not better than the stars of his division.
Yeah,
He's good, but he like Greg Hogan was good, but he wasn't a Hector Camacho. He wasn't a
yeah,
Julio Cesar Chavez. He wasn't a Meldrick Taylor. He definitely wasn't a Pernell Whitaker. And when he was in with those guys, you could see why I would say that because he came up short every time. You know what I mean? He
yeah,
was good.
yeah,
That's how I kind of think of Mangia. Like Mangia, he fought Resendez the other day. Resendez is good, but he's not great.
yeah.
Like people wasn't really shocked that he won that fight. You know what I mean? And to me, at that level, he'll always win. It's almost like when you put him in there with someone that's very dangerous, that is like headed to the upper echelon, like he come up short. But I was happy for him that he won that title. You want to know something, guys, real quick? I got this thing like when I'm critiquing fighters, and then like right in the middle of my critiquing, I'm like, I'm so fucking happy he won though, man. Like because I'm like happy he won, but then I gotta keep in mind that I'm doing my film and breaking down stuff at the same. That's how I feel about Debo, even though he always taking shots at me. I'd be like, oh,
Oh
he
no, he
took that
leveled
shot.
up in that Brian Norman, man. I was
Come
like,
on, man, he leveled up, Sean, didn't
yeah,
he?
yeah,
That right hand
yeah.
was right
That
here when he was
welterweight looked
jabbing. He
good on him,
wasn't
man.
pulling. Come on, that welterweight
Yeah.
weight looked good on him. Yes. Who do you got giving him some trouble?
Ooh, Ryan in the rematch is even, that's a tough out no matter what, man. That fight's the moment of truth. Does this guy just have your number or will you be vindicated in what you said? He can't beat you, everybody passing a drug test, so,
Right,
or does he just got your number? Because,
right.
he's so fast on the outside, the range, you usually always are the faster guy. Does the
He's
guy
fat.
faster? And then Shakur, and a lot of people count Devin out in the Shakur fight, and I don't, man, because I know you probably saw their sparring, Malik, and Devin, when he started to go downhill and impose more volume and his size,
He was having success then on Shakur in
yeah,
that sparring session. Yes,
he's not
true.
going to outbox Shakur. That would be foolish, but if he could find a way, with all his skills and everything he brings to the table, but to impose his length, his size, and get
Right.
the numbers up there, because you
Yes.
can't beat Shakur punch for punch, pop shotting
No.
on the outside.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so then
He'll
then
pick
he
it away.
stands a better chance than people might think, man. Too many people count Devin out against Shakur. So
Right. Last one, guys. Favorite heavyweight of all time. Radio. Go.
Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes. Sean.
80s kid. Yeah, radio. Everybody from the 80s says that shit. They
Yup.
yeah. The, I'm a 90s 2000s kid, so really I haven't got to see that as much talent in the heavyweight division you fellas did. But all jokes, like no bullshit. Not just saying this to be cliche. Muhammad Ali for sure, because even like I think people I remember we talked about this years ago, Malik. Like his
I think
volume. His volume, the dude threw 72 punches in the 14th round against Frazier. So he's got this amazing speed, amazing footwork, the best fighting spirit ever. He would never you can't get that man to quit no matter what.
his punch
Underrated
intake is
puncher.
very his punch intake is very underrated.
And
I just
you'll
like
think he was just a
he's a
1-2
unicorn.
guy, but like I've seen Ali rip uppercuts off the ropes. I've seen Ali in the third Frazier fight in Manila, throw a little bait decoy right hand and hit Frazier with
Into a
left
hook,
hook. Like
yes. Yes.
Ali,
Yes.
man. Ali.
I can't go with Ali. It's Larry Holmes or Lennox Lewis all the time.
Yeah,
Larry
80s
Holmes
kids,
and Lennox
man.
Lewis, bro.
80s.
Yes.
It's Larry Holmes. What? Okay, no disrespect to
Guys,
Lennox. I get it, but
Lennox is in your
it's Larry or
Lennox is in your
Lennox.
top
It's
something though,
Larry.
right? Lennox is in your top 5, top 10.
Lennox Lewis is the greatest British fighter ever produced.
Yes. At least you ain't say Frank Bruno.
I mean, he's Jamaican and Canadian, but okay, you know.
I mean,
Yeah,
well,
and
he
he,
fought for
hey,
Canada
real quick,
in the Olympics.
Lennox in his
So,
prime and AJ in his prime.
Oh, Lennox.
Lennox.
Lennox
best.
against
He's the
everybody
best
since
British
from
fighter.
the year 2000 on. But Moses Itauma is the best heavyweight prospect since Lennox. Like, since...
Yes, I'm with you. I ain't got no rap for
Yeah.
that. Yes, that's all. I'm on that train with you with Moses Atama. Very much so. Yeah. Everything he do is for the third step. That's another thing too. Like why I love like Ben Davis training is because everything that they do is for the third move. So if they're jabbing here, they're already thinking about the third. Like they do everything for a reason. Like to look down is to hit up. You know, to look up is to hit down. They missing the hook because the right hand's putting like it's so good how they do their stuff. And Moses is a display to me. Like you ever see a fighter, and then the fighter is an actual display of the training system that you like of his from a distance. Like I did this a small breakdown of where I showed Moses doing pad work, then actually getting in the fight and actually doing the exact scenarios that him and Ben is doing and back and forth. And it's like 3 or 4 that I did. That's all the time they do that. That's why I love watching training because it helps you identify this fighter is gifted, but do they have the most important instinct to me in boxing that's needed? And that's the ability to intake information and apply it under the lights. I know gifted fighters that struggle with that. Like that's their Achilles heel. They get caught up into doing what they want and they actually forget the system of game plan on what's supposed to be done for this specific fighter. Like, you know what I mean?
You gotta see
Moses,
if
if
Boots
you
has that problem against Xander. It's like, we know you're
against
more
Xander,
talented than him, but
yes,
are you gonna stick
especially
to a
against
system
Xander.
that works against?
Against Xander, yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I also have Boots on second half stoppage of that fight, just to be honest.
Yeah, I got Boots too. But
Yeah, but I said by stoppage. I know you.
Yeah. I got 116, 111. He drops him, but Xander, he'll
Mm-hmm.
have he'll make it a fight. But I got Boots. I got Boots 8-4 with a knockdown, 116, 111.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with the stoppage.
Oof.
Going with the stoppage.
He's a bad boy. Yeah. All right. We'll let you go.
All right, guys, that was so good, man. I could do this all day with y'all guys. I gotta get ready to break my fast though, man.
Thank you, Malik.
So it was good. I appreciate it, man. Let's talk boxing. You fasting too?
Yeah, till Wednesday.
Oh, you doing a whole? You're not intermittent fasting. You're doing whole days,
5 days.
straight through. How you feeling, brother?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. This is maybe the best thing I've been doing lately. I do it once a month, either 3 to 5 days. When I get to 3, I decide if I'm gonna keep going.
Going right.
So, but
It's feeling good.
Catholic
always at least
shit.
3 days
We're
a
gonna
month.
eat pizzas and burgers, and you guys do